Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to show you a geometry node setup to basically kind of like a thread a kanji character. Imagine if a kanji character is like made of paper and you kind of thread it. And originally, I want this to be some kind of artwork. Like this is a kanji for giant. I think it's a KYODAI. Okay, kanji for giant. It means gigantic, colossal. So this kanji, I want it to be people to be able to see it from one angle, and then seeing it on different angle, and I wish to see some kind of giant, like a silhouette of giant. But that's probably like a little bit more intricate. But for now, I just wanna be able to thread the kanji, kind of break it into pieces, and then kind of trying to find the meaning. It's just my brain trying to create something. So we are able to do that using split instances, right? Split instances, split instances in Blender geometry nodes, quite powerful. So this is the like whole node seems very complicated, but really at the beginning I tried to do everything at once, but I realized okay, this part can be separated into different geometry nodes. So originally, yeah, I tried to do everything at once, and it's a little bit confusing. So I think we can simplify this. So the kanji is split using um, split instances node. So let me try to find the nodes. This guy over here. Okay, we don't need all of this. Let's just delete everything here. We just need the split instances. There we go. I think that should still work. So kanji threader. So character of kanji, it can be any character. You can say ABC. Giant. We want to thread the giants and find a real meaning out of it. So this has been split using split to instances. And we are splitting based on the face of the characters. So string data coming in, and we fill the curve, so we have like a mesh. We subdivide it a couple of times so we can have more areas to split and then realize the instances. So this happens many times. Split to instance based on a group ID. Group ID is based on, in this case, based on Voronoi, or yeah, you can use just a simple Voronoi, or based on another value that's a map range. But anyhow, okay, basically this does the instancing. I think we did this in the past in the previous video, and so the next thing I want to do is to put this in some kind of, we want to instance it on the lines kind of. So I have these lines, I have this mesh line that's then with number of points based on this number of counts over here. So we can split this multiple times. So the cool thing about split to instance is that you split the instance into different part of the mesh, right? But you can then re-instance the split instance into instance for another points, or in this case we are using mesh line. Okay, so we can scatter it that way. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. So that's already happening. Okay, so that's basically what's going on. And the next thing we want to do is I want to be able to get to the center pivots of each instance of, or in this case already, if we realize the instance is becoming a mesh geometry mesh island, in Blender we call it mesh island, and we want to get to the pivot points of each island. So we are able to scale. We are able to scale the islands based on the pivots, and we want to be able to rotate based on the pivot of each island. Okay, so this is a little bit hacky. I have to check with Erindale video and also with Cartesian Caramel video. I think I subscribed already. So uh, split to instance with origins. This is actually, okay, I don't want to see the ads. That's what I'm trying to do here. So I want to shred the typographic characters into pieces, and then I want to be able to get the pivot of each instance and to be able to scale them individually and then rotate them individually. So that's really what the whole node is doing. Okay, the whole geometry nodes. The first one shredded into different pieces. The second one, we suddenly have ability to get to the pivot. And this one, slightly tricky. I did learn this from Cartesian Caramel. I think Cartesian Caramel learned it from Erindale. So basically you need to split the instance again based on the mesh island index. Okay, because it's already separated and we already realized the instance into geometry. So now we have the mesh island. Now from this mesh island we want to get the pivot, the center pivot of each island, and this is how we do it. I'm not gonna explain it again because you can just watch the Cartesian Caramel video. I just reuse the nodes. Basically what's happening is for each mesh island that has been split into instances, we can get the bounding box. Okay, the bounding box of each mesh island. We get the index, the first and the last index of a bounding box, which is zero, index number 0 and then index 7. Get that index value and get the vector position of that value, because we want to get the minimum and the maximum of each mesh island. So yeah, this is the process that we need to delete the geometry. We don't want the geometry, we just want to sample the position of each mesh island's minimum and maximum bounding box. All right, yes, short story goes, we just store the name attributes as minimum and maximum, sample the index, magically this will do the job. This seems complicated for, it seems a little bit hacky, but you understand something based on this. I think it's really important in order to be able to do this. Okay, so now we can do whatever to this. We can scale based on a value, a simple value, float, a number, or anyway, we can scale it, and then we can rotate. Rotate can be random. So by doing it this way, it's really quite clear. Maybe vector, math, scale here. So it's random vector, and basically we have ability to just get to the instance, being able to scale. This one maybe just pipe it outside. Same thing with this, also put it outside. And the index, so we have ability to do it from outside here. Random rotation, and then randomize the seed. We are now we really have turned the kanji of the giant into pieces. So this kanji string can be piped outside as well, so we can just paste it here. So that's the kanji. We broke the giant into pieces. Now we can rethink what it means to be individuals, That's really what it's all about, right? I mean, as one piece, it's everything is like different pieces, there's a saying that's actually quite powerful. Different pieces, but one. unity, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. In a national motto of Indonesia, unity in diversity. Yeah, that's the simple meaning out of it. But I think based on Sanskrit, you can be like a different pieces, but you are a giant, and each of the individual pieces can be, can rethink what it means to be one unity. I don't know. I'm just made this up on the fly, but that's so. If you break it into pieces, really, we can split a geometry into pieces using Voronoi, right? Using Voronoi, and then after we do that, we realize the instance, so it's becoming separate mesh island. After it's become separate mesh island, we can use smooth here, and then the second geometry nodes, which is like scale per island thing, this will do the job. Make it. You can scale them. We can rotate randomly, randomize the seed. Okay, really. Yeah. Anyhow, that's basically what I'm trying to do. You have to watch Cartesian Caramel to understand the whole meanings out of it. I just made it into some kind of geometry nodes, art, philosophy kind of thing. So giants made of big pieces. It's, I don't know. It's I just want to create this, but I think it's interesting, all this symbolic kanji meaning. It doesn't have any meaning unless you learn about the kanji, and then once you learn the kanji, you understand the meaning, how to draw it, and you can break it into pieces, and you can translate it into English or different language. I like that kind of flow. Once you understand the flow, it doesn't matter what it doesn't stop in one. The flow just keeps going like water. Like, so it never really ends. The story never really ends. That's what I'm trying to say. So as long as it keeps flowing, everything should be fine. If anything blocking, or if there is some kind of gate on things, or suddenly someone says, okay, you cannot access this YouTube channel anymore. If someone block that, and then you have that missing knowledge, so unfortunately uh, the flow will be blocked. But if you have the knowledge kind of flowing, it should be fine. It's gonna resolve itself into different meaning. All right, so thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.